Hello, guys. So let me know if we are. I think we are already live. Yes. So this is like testing new waters, and I have prepared a few points here to talk about, but basically is about seeing if everything is working fine. So let me know if you can hear me. It's always funny because when I've seen people doing live, it's always this first few minutes are quite weird. But because the person doesn't know if he's, oh, we have someone. Okay, everything is fine. Are you able to hear me well? I hope so. Let's see if we have this turned on. Yes, seems working. Hi, so who we have today in the house? We have Raj Srivastava and we have Mayan Cutter, Ajay Perman. So hello, everyone. I hope also that some of my students from course will come here today. Where is the number of people so I can see what's going on? Do we have it here? We don't. Okay, that's interesting. Let me know, guys, if there is some latency. That is important test. If there are some, there is some delay between the audio and the video. That would be interesting things. I try to correct this with delaying the audio, but I don't know if I've mastered that nice. All right, so I wanted to speak today about three important mistakes we can do in our trying to analyze what's going on in our life. Yeah, let me know, please let me know in the chat if there is some delay between the audio and the video, if there is some mismatch, the latency between these two. That would be interesting thing. And I hope this will be also recorded. I hope those who couldn't arrive today, they will be able to also benefit from that. All right. So what I wanted to do today are 3 points, 3 mistakes we could see. And most of us, whether we are pro or just we are starting, we are using astrology to trying to understand what's going on in our life. And this is like, imagine you are going to your favorite bakery or your favorite cafe, and you want to see what's there, what's going on. And instead of people showing you all those nice cakes and all those nice pastries and all those goodies there, they are showing you the floor, they are showing you the ingredients, the basic stuff, right? So you would not be very happy with that because you are expecting something else. You try to you try to basically test the products, right? So many of or all of these 3 points we will discuss today, they are also having this mistake that they are we are trying to see the outcome of that whole machine, the karmic machine, but we are so much fixed on the generators, we could say, right? So, or the ingredients. So the first mistake, which we are seeing very strongly, is that when, especially this is related to the dasha, basically all these 3 points are related to dasha. When we are analyzing the dasha and when we are seeing things like, let's say, 3rd house in the 8th or 11th lord in the 6th or something in the 8th house, something in the 3rd house, then we are very hasty declaring the results based on this what the houses mean, right? So if it's something in 11th house, we can say about the friends, about the guru, and things like that. Hi, Naveen Pande. And but when we are looking at the 6th lord and the 8th, right, then we are talking about disease or the debts and things like that. But if you are going through the charts, through the examples, and you have seeing the like mature people, right, like after 50s, and you have all these events related, then you will see that very often it happens that the dasha is activating not the house or not the lordship, but it can be, for example, the aspect, or for example, the dispositor, right? So this is something we could say not direct, but this is indirect, right? And this is not always so easy to catch. And when you are doing that post-mortem, right, the analysis, then you can see, oh, this is dispositor. It was easy, right? Or you can see, oh, this is aspecting that lord, so this has to activate that. But when you don't know, when you don't have all this information, then the situation is quite different, right? And therefore, it is so important to find what is really going on. So how to do that? How to know if the direct thing is activated or the indirect, right? Do we have any guesses, guys? What would you say? There is some latency. I don't know if we can use that methods of asking well, but do you have any guesses here? Naveen Panda is saying that there is some lag, right? Because I can to modify this 1 or 2 milliseconds, okay? But is it really like the feeling that the audio and video are really mismatched, or is it still acceptable? Let me know. Right. So we are doing that. The answer to solve this issue, what is really activated, would be to really use the other dashas, right? So if we are using the other dashas, then we have a chance to understand what is really going on. I want to test one thing. Give me 1 second. Just want to see the screen. Yes, we can use the screen. I hope you can see the chart. Let me know. Okay, let us go back to this. Okay, so we can be using that for charts later on. All right. We have some answers. We have Shadbala, right? Acceptable. Okay, I will see that later, and I will see how it's going on. Maybe we have to add something or minus something. Narayana Dasha, Rashi Dashas. Rajri Vastav says, Ajay Paraman is saying the Narayana Dasha. Yes, you are right. You are right in that sense that it is all about using the other dashas. So if we have many points, then we can find the intersection, right? We can find what is really going on. So let's say that 7th Lord Dispositor Dasha is going on, but then the other Dasha will show something in the 7th house, and the 3rd Dasha will also show, for example, 7th Lord, right? So now instead declaring results for the 11th Lord, right, you would say something about, oh, now it's something happening with your friends, and the client says, no, nothing is going on. Maybe with your gains or your guru. No, it's nothing there, because that direct Lord is not activating the thing. It is the indirect activation, right? So, and you can solve that puzzle by employing other dasha, right? You can, for example, also use the natural years, right? You can see, for example, oh, person is in the 29, so what is Mercury going on? And that also can be your point of reference, right? So this is important distinction between the main hero of action and what is done or what's going on with the hero, right? Because there are those two things. And if we are just looking at the house and lordship, we still don't know if this is the essence or the hero, or this is the, we could say there was this philosophical word, accident or accidents. So something which is happening to that essence, right? Something which is modifying that main hero. And if, for example, the 6th or 8th house is activated, then it may just show that something bad may be happening to your property or to the your relationship or to your career or to your health, right? Because we have those 4 main areas of life, or ayana, right? The dharma, moksha in the 4th, kama in the 7th, and artha in the 10th house. So what is really going on? And so 6th and 8th may totally show different phase of what's going on when we are talking about the health, then it's about the disease. But when we are talking about the property, then it may be some loan for property, right? Similarly, for 10th house, it may show so loan or debt. And for the seventh lord, it may show divorce or separation. So the sixth and eighth, if we connect that, if we step down from the role of six or eight as a main hero, but we are just giving or ascribing the role of showing how the essence is modified, then it will give different results. And the only way to do this is to employ the other dasha. We can, as I said, we can do it with natural years and things like that. All right. The other thing which is quite important, the second point, now going to the second point, imagine that you are now going to some place which is, for example, you are going to the factory and you want to see what was created from those machines, right? And the person is showing you, oh, this is the machine, this is the second machine, but you are, okay, that's fine, but I want to see the exact results, which is coming from these machines, right? Because this is often when we see, for example, seventh lord in the 10th or seventh lord in the 9th, we try to say, we are predicting the things about the outcome, right? So we are talking about the spouse, about the situation in marriage and things like that. But the seventh lord in the 9th may be just the generator of all those different karmic results. So how to see the outcome, right? Because if the client comes to us, then often, and if they ask about relationship or marriage, they are not asking about the machine, right? How the machine is producing all those different results. And again, this realization comes from analyzing people like who are after 50s. They have many, many events, like you have 20 events. And then you see that all relationship events were activated when that seventh lord, let's say in 8, was activated, either through aspect or dispositor or conjunction, right? Many, many ways to activate that seventh lord. And you would always say the same, right? Seventh lord in the 8th. So you would say something like diseased spouse, or there is something arranged marriage, or there is some debts in the relationship, or things like that, right? Or maybe there are some problems in the relationship, seventh lord in 8th, some changes all the time, things like that. But each marriage, each outcome, if each relationship will be totally different, right? So again, we have a difference between the generator and the outcome, right? So do you have any guesses how we can see the outcome, right? Because this is why we are coming to astrologer. This is why we are coming to consultancy. We don't want to hear about our body, which is creating karmic body, right? About the karmic machine. We want to know if in this year, this machine will finally create something, right? So that is the what we try to see. And therefore, there are different results. So do you have any guesses what it could be, guys? We have some. How to see the different results, right? Navamsha Turya Rashi, okay, this is interesting thing. Hi, Trivikram Acharya, nice to see you. Nice to have you in the house. We have like 13 minutes. Do you have any guesses, guys, what it could be? Right, so one thing is that we can take the dispositor. That would be the first result. I would say that it is something intermediary, right? Aruda of the house, very nice. Very, very nice. Ajay Paramana, right? Audaika Dasha. Yeah. So we need to have different results for the same thing, right? Like we said, each time the marriage will get activated, but you will have, like for people who had 3 marriages, each of them can be totally different. It's different spouse, different situation, different outcome on the person. So we cannot expect that the 7th lord or 7th house will tell the story of all these marriages, right? So one thing definitely is the Aruda, like Raj Srivastava said. The other thing would be the Varga. We can see in the Varga what's going on, right? The same thing applies to children, right? We may have 4 children. Each of them, we have different challenge, different stories going on, a different lesson for the child, for us, the impact, all that is totally different. But the general karma may be seen by the 5th lord for man or 9th lord for woman. So the Aruda and Dispositor. And also I would add here the yearly chart. Yearly chart is very nice indicator of those outcomes of all these machines, right? So in that natal chart of us, we can see what's going on, but then we can go to a yearly chart and we can see what will be produced from all these machines, right? So in our tradition, we are using the Titi Pravesh. We have some return of Titi when the same distance is between sun and moon. The sun is in the sign of your birth sun, and then the same distance, the same Titi. We are doing like snapshot, like a picture of that time. And based on that, the whole year is analyzed. Ligya Yoga, hello to the house. Hello to the house. We have more and more people. That is nice. All right. I hope it will be recorded because I'm not recording it here. I hope the YouTube will do its own thing. Okay. Let me know, guys, about the latency. Is the latency still good, or we have some? I mean, between the how the lips are moving and the audio, is it still acceptable, or there is some stretch? The stretch has increased, or it's still good? Let me know. So that was the second point, right? The second point is that we try to analyze the outcome of things, right? Will this year will bring me a lot of money? I cannot see the second house, the second lord all the time, right? We can do some, the dasha, like the benefic dasha can activate the second house, the second lord, and things like that. We can do that, right? That there is the positive, the machine is working positively for you, right? But still the outcome is missing, right? So we need to have something more tangible. We need to have more points for that, right? And this is interesting that in Vedic astrology, this is the difference between humanistic astrology and event-based astrology, that we not only have those machines which are creating all those events, but we also have those situations which are creating in the Aruda and in the Varga level. So those system of Chinese or European astrology, which don't have those levels, they don't have them, they are only talking about the machine, right? And you can then only get the indirect answers, right? Based on how the machine is working. It's like I was always giving this allegory, like you are in the movie and you see the face of the actor, right? So by their reaction, the muscles of the face, you may guess what's going on, but you are never sure what's going on because you only have your whole camera is on that protagonist, right? So similarly, if you have only D1, right, then it's only about you. From your mimic, we can guess, oh, now something good is probably happening because the person is happy. But we never have, we cannot move the camera to the cause of that mimic on the face, right? We can only do that by having the dedicated charts for this. All right, 18 minutes. The last point is about Mahadasha. This is also, I see many mistakes because we want to know what is going on in our lives. And usually we are opening Vimshotri Dasha. We are taking the main chart Mahadasha. I remember like one person was writing to me on the Instagram, I'm in Ketu Dasha. That would be horrible, right? So some people are just taking the nature of the planet, right? That malefic will be bad, the benefic will be good. Oh, now I'm starting the Jupiter Dasha, right? But this is also quite tricky. It doesn't translate nicely. So I must say here that unless you are either using the Rasi Dashas, which are very good for Mahadasha, like Narayana Dasha, Chakra Dasha, they are many in the Jaimini. You have many Stira Dashas, you have the Varnada Dashas, you have many Rashi Dashas there. Audaika Dasha is very nice Rashi Dasha because it is like converting the Graha Dasha to the Rashi Dasha. Now, Rashi is the sign, Graha is the planet. So either you are analyzing your periods in life by the planet or by the sign, right? So if you are using Narayana Dasha or Mahadasha or Narayana Dasha, then the major period, which is called Mahadasha, you will get very good, very nice results. But when you are using just the Graha from the Vimshotri, right? Like I'm in the Jupiter or I'm in the Venus, this is not, this may not translate well. This may disappoint you. And why is it so? Because the Mahadasha is on the level of the sun. It's very spiritual. It's still, we could say, on the organic or in the idea. It's off the veil, right? You cannot see it. This is the place when the karma is still created. I'm comparing it to the, like you have the song, right? And you have the notes, but you have also the chord, right? So the Mahadasha is like the chord, right? It is somewhere in the background. And on that chord of the song, various notes will have a different feel to it, right? So the chord is also important, but only this harmony is created when you add the notes, right? What would be the note? That would be the Antardasha, right? So if you are using the Graha Dashas, like I am in the Jupiter, then you need to also use the Antardasha. So then the Mahadasha is very nicely used, but in the connection, only in the connection with the Antardasha. Because, for example, if you are in the 8th Lord Mahadasha, you can get married if the 6th Antardasha will be on, because they will have this Argala, counter Argala activating the house in the middle, the 7th house, right? One dasha wants you to do eight house things, right? But the other is saying no. And in the Antardasha, which is counter to that Mahadasha, you may get the minus, which is giving you plus. So it can activate you getting married, right? So if you will go just by the Mahadasha, you may go often wrong. Also from the logical point of view, like let's say you are in a Venus Dasha, it is 20 years, right? If we think about 20 years time, unless you are in a very what is the word? Monochromatic type of event, like being in a jail, right? When nothing moves, or you are 20 years in some, I don't know, adventure in the mountains, right? So, but most of us, we will see like what happened in my 20 years back, right? Oh my God, there was so many different, totally different events happened, right? Therefore, also from the logical point of view, we cannot expect that it will give us something tangible, right? So all of these 3 mistakes, which I was talking about, all of them are committing the crime of interpreting the chart very literal, right? But we need to use this data from the chart, apply other thing, and then only we can get the result, right? So we need to do some more mathematics. We need to use it as an equation, right? One number is not giving us the result. We need to use that number. So the Mahadasha is important. I'm not saying that throw that away, the Mahadasha is useless, you will not get any results. You need to use it, but in the equation with the Antardasha. Because then you can, for example, count the Anubhava, which is very, very important, right? Like let's say you have Mahadasha in the 9th, Antardasha in 8th. Now you count from 9 to 8, it's 12. 12 from 8, it will activate the 7th house, right? So then you are using the Mahadasha as something organic, which can be run together in some mathematic equation and give you the proper results. All right, guys. I think we got the main thing today. We are in 24 minutes. I think the battery of everything is still going on. This is also one of my concerns, if everything is working fine. Like we are using here, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries, and also to the computer, right? Computer is fine. Do you have any questions, guys? Or you want to say something? And then we can see how this is going on. I hope you got something from this. Let me see if there is already something. Shadbala, Mayan Kater. Yeah, Rashi Dasha, Narayana Dasha, Dasha Lagna, Navamsha Tulya Rashi, yeah, Root of the House. Hora Lord for Titi Pravesh. Oh, in the D chart. Yeah. This is Navamsa can be seen for fruits. Yeah, Navamsa. Navamsa can't be seen for fruits. Navamsa is showing you. This is interesting because I've heard that Navamsa is roots, and sometimes I've heard Navamsa is the fruits, right? This is totally different. So is it the root or is it the fruit, right? This is interesting. I would say it is also working similar to Mahadasha in that sense that it is giving us information about the ayana, right? So if there is something wrong with your health, right? So Mahadasha is, Navamsha may tell you, oh, now it's a health problem, right? And then you see, oh, so now I have to interpret the Rasi chart through the glasses of health, right? So now I see maybe from the moon, or maybe I see the 6 and 8 Lord, right? What is really going on? Can you do Rahu Mahadasha next? Yeah, you see it's all depending on the chart, right? We are not doing the whole, what is the word? The whole, not thesis, notion, let's say notion. The whole notion of this lecture was that we cannot interpret it literally, right? And even if you use the house and lordship, we cannot use that, right? So we are even farther, right? We say that this is even wrong, right? We have to use the Mahadasha as some together with the Antardasha to get proper results, right? Of course, I must say that, for example, if you are opening the Dashamsa, you may use things like if you are using if there is the Mahadasha of the 6th house or 6th Lord, then it will push you more into that employed thing. If it is changing to 7th house, 7th Lord, then it will push you more into the business. But again, the Antardasha can change that totally, right? All right, guys, let's do 2 more. Ashtaka Wow, Ashtaka. I must agree, or I must admit, not agree. I must admit that I'm having a few rules when I'm using Ashtaka Varga. Like we are using that in so-called astrological Vastu, right? This is one of nice ways to use astrology and Ashtaka Varga, that you can plan your room. Where is the bed? Where is the all that things. I think I have this on my courses. So if you're interested to know how it's done, it's there on my courses site to buy. Or it was in Polish language, maybe. Yeah, I think it's in Polish. So not for everyone. Maybe we will do some lecture. You can plan, and not only that, you can also plan globally, right? Using the Vargas, you can plan in which direction should be your kitchen or things in your house. So this is like a situation where individual is conquering the general, right? Because we have general rules for Vastu, but based on your individual chart, this is changing. Just like in Ayurveda, right? The Ayurveda is attempt to interpret your health more individual than this Western medicine, right? Which is treating like everyone everyone is going through one machine, right? In Ayurveda, we are seeing, oh, there is difference, right? The Vata person will react differently to the same stimuli than Kapha. Let's do one more, right? Karana of Panchanga. Thank you very much. Yeah. Transit of the Antardasha Lord. Yeah, it has. Transits. This is another thing, huh? This is my astrology is not really into the way people are understanding transits, huh? Like you have this. This is very nice for sales, right? So it sales nicely in the YouTube world, but it doesn't work, right? That is the problem. So you can sell the expectation, but then you cannot guarantee that something will follow that expectation. The results will unfortunately not follow, right? So of course we are, just like in the Mahadasha, we are using transits, right? But just as an indicator of change, like Saturn can change something. And you were talking about the Antardasha Lord. We are combining the dasha with the Antardasha. This is like a biorhythm, right? So from Mahadasha, from Antardasha, and from even from Pratyantardasha, this will change like moon, like 2.5 a day. You can get some understanding about the sleep and things like that. So we are using that for health mainly. I'm not using that very much personally. Remedy for Vata. What is the remedy for Vata? We are going into the Ayurveda now, right? Remedy for Vata. I would say the big thing is the feeling secure. Vata people, from psychological point of view, they need security. That is trust, security. I'm safe. That deeply, if you feel safe, then that movement will subside, right? It will be nice movement then, not so rigid, not the storm. Of course, there are many, right? There is the pranayam, food for Vata is important, massage, right? There are many things. Yeah, I'm not expert in Ayurveda, but I'm quite interested in that. Moon Mercury Navamsha Parivartana is there. All right, guys, we have, where was the, 31 minutes, nice. What is the general, I think, NI of a Lord in transit may sound, yeah. NI. Per your last video, I'd like to know what affliction to 3rd house, 7th house. Hi, Tristan. This is nice. I see some regular names here. So this is my fam. We have Tristan, Plante, from the beginning, I think, Raj Srivastava, Mayan and Kater. These are my people. My people are here, my well-wishers, I hope. Yeah. Per your last video, I like to know what affliction to make one a pushover. Pushover. Venus. Venus. A Venus affliction. When Venus is afflicted, you are pushover. So it's more here on the planet level, right? The 3rd and 7 may show extent, and then you can see that extent in the Vargas, right? What will really happen? Will that turn into something bad? But usually when the Rajas is afflicted, the boundaries problems are there. And then there is some attempt. I didn't finalize that project of mine because I have a big suspicion, because the boundaries are quite popular topic in the psychology. I have suspicion that there is a big connection to the Kendras when we talk about the boundaries. And inspiration for that was, of course, teaching from our tradition that, for example, if you have benefics lording the Kendra, right, it's showing your bodyguards, right? And if these Kendra lords' benefics are badly placed, your bodyguards are not strong, right? They are not fulfilling their function. The best is, I think it was Aquarius, right? Because it has, Aquarius is the best because only Taurus is for benefic. Only the 4th house is benefic. All other are malefics, right? So your life is protected. But if you are a dual lagnas, you will see dual lagnas people, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, they may invite wrong people into their life, right? Especially, so if you are dual lagna, it's good if your Jupiter and Mercury are Kendra, Trikona, please. Strong Mercury, exalted, Jupiter in 9, 10, lagna, right? If they are in the Dushtana, then you may, like there was this, today I have seen this on Instagram, there was this song about why all people use me. Why all people use me? What was the second part? Did I invite? Oh, did I invite other people to use me? So this is the invitation. Rafa, I want to know if there is no degrees in Navamsha, how we say Nicha Navamsha or Ucha Navamsha, based on sign only. We don't use degrees. No? We don't use nakshatra. There are some people who are doing that, but are you taking charts today? I'm not taking any charts, and I don't think I will be taking them on the future lives for free, like we did in the past. Probably you are referring to my pastime. I have a question of planets debilitated in the 9, but have the highest Shadbala. Shadbala is also a big problem. How can we conclude that planet is strong or weak? It is causing Rajabanga in D9, but very strong Shadbala. If it's debilitated in D9, then there is a big big problem. There is a problem. Unless it's in the 3rd or 6th from Aruda Lagna, then it is welcome, right? Because then something else is falling for you to come over, right? Maybe not so good karmically. Combust Mercury, planet remedy. Yeah, Shiva, there is a specific Shiva mantras, which I don't feel good to share here. Sagittarius Lagna, wrong people can be included any family. Yeah. Family, yeah. I mean, this is general tendency. Yeah? Now, it's like 9th house, right? If you have 9th house, the very nice combo is weak 9th house and malefic aspecting that. This is horrible. This is horrible, right? This means that your kavacha, your protection, because 9th house is about your kavacha, is weak. And then there is a question. What kind of ghost will exploit that weak doors of yours, right? That weak kavacha. Will it be Pisacha, Mars and Ketu? Will it be Shraddha, Saturn, Rahu, right? Who will exploit, right? This weakness. So when I see 9th house, 9th lord weak, then we have to, even Sharavali, even the major Shastra, Sharavali, is saying that we should first see the 9th house when we analyze the chart, right? So we need to protect that no one will exploit us. All right. Man, I need a consultation. I will book one. Yeah. We can talk. How can they be Ucha or Nicha when there is no degree? Because it's based on sign, right? Like Sun is Ucha in Aries, Nicha in Libra. Yeah. In Jyotish, career determined by Jupiter connected to 10th house in Navamsha. I have seen for Jyotisha, good Jyotishas will have Trikona, demand in Trikona, Sun, Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu. For some, because you see, the Trikona in Navamsha will still show the intellectual thing. It will be about the courses, about the knowledge, right? The 10th house, it is how you are, like there are Jyotishas who are good at organizing conferences, right? They may earn a lot, much more than those intellectuals, those researchers, right? So also depend what is the definition. But for those real geeks, those people who are real into the subject, they will have not only Trikona to Navamsha Lagna, also Trikona to the Karakamsha. Then you are lost. If you have Sun, Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu in Trikona to Navamsha and to Karakamsha, like Vistiji, right? My Guruji, Pandit Sanjay Rath, also in my case, then you will all the time, there will be thinking about that. Your soul and your current life all is directed in understanding the micro-macro relation, right? So you will be tortured by Jyotish. Jyotish will torture you, right? But at least you will be, or hope that you may be authentic in that, right? All right. Guys, should we end here? We have 40 minutes. Everything is working. I hope you had so much fun like me. I had a fun. It was nice. There is something in talking, in dialogue. I remember that when I was doing the courses, this is also very interesting, that if you talk about Jyotish, then you will produce, you will give birth to so many different ideas. You should very quickly write them down, because so many things are created in the dialogue, and often we forget, right? Often we forget. But if you talk to people, if you talk with Jyotishas, then it is a nice opportunity to give us another angles, right? Give us some better understanding of what's going on. Guys, I think we need to go. It was a pleasure. I wish you nice rest of the week. I hope it will be recorded. And thank you for being here. Thank you that I was not alone and I could talk to you about Jyotisha. And yeah, I think we will continue with that live thing. We'll try to explore that further. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I wish you all the best in the rest of the week, and take care.